Senshi woke up in the middle of the night. She had a hard time falling back asleep after that. Wasn't the pill supposed to help? She decided to go outside and look at the beautiful stars. As she walked around, she saw a green little glowing creature with wings. It flew in the shiny forest, and Senshi decided to chase after it. She kept running and running until it stopped at a very bloody body. Senshi is in total shock by it, seeing a broken walkie-talkie nearby. Wait, this is a Draconic Kingdom badge. What is a Draconic Kingdom soldier doing here, walking in the shiny forest? Senshi said to herself, still scared about the dead body. The green light flies over and looks like it's a Draco. The Draco spoke in an unknown language. Senshi was kind of confused, so the Draco tried thinking of how to tell Senshi. The Draco decided to fly around the broken Draconic Kingdom badge that was on the ground. Draconic Kingdom, are you saying that I should go there? Senshi asked in curiosity. The Draco thinks to itself and nods. It flies in the direction of where the Draconic Kingdom is located. Senshi grasps the shattered pieces of the badge and starts to follow the Draco. They walk through the forest until someone blocks their path. And where do you think you're going? Viper asked, kinda curiously, blocking their path. The Draco sneaks away to the ground, then just flies into a nearby bush. Viper noticed the broken Draconic Kingdom badge in Senshi's hand. Wait a minute, why do you have that? Viper asked curiously, no sign of cockiness. Senshi sighs and decides to tell him. Well, I was gonna go to Draconic Kingdom. I was kinda told to. Apparently something horrible happened. Viper thinks to himself, then gestures to Senshi to follow him. Follow me. I can figure out how to get that fixed. That can be used to contact the Draconic King. Come on, and make sure to be quiet. Senshi nods and follows Viper through the shiny forest. They soon make it back to Viper's cave, and Senshi sees Miles sleeping on the ground. Senshi feels sad just to see Miles, knowing that their friendship was probably over. Viper noticed and felt empathetic towards Senshi. Look, Senshi, I'm sorry about you and Miles. Trust me, I know what it's like to lose a friend. Look, maybe fixing the Draconic Kingdom badge can help distract you. Viper said quietly, walking over to his desk. Senshi follows and places the pieces on Viper's desk. Viper grabs some tools to get a better look at the pieces and some to use to fix it. I don't really know how fixing this will go. I'm not really an engineer. Viper said, still investigating the pieces. Senshi takes a look at the pieces and, of course, the tools. I took engineering classes at school. I think I could fix it back at the camp. Senshi said, still looking at the pieces. Viper nods and grabs a little bag and puts the pieces and tools in the bag. He gets up and hands the bag to Senshi. Make sure to return the tools once you're done, Viper said with a small smile. Senshi nods as she starts to leave. Senshi takes one good look at Miles, then walks away. Viper waves her goodbye, then he goes to lay down for the night. Senshi starts to make her way back to Shining Clan territory, holding the bag in her hands. Senshi bumps into someone, making her fall on the ground. I'm sorry, it's really hard to see in the dark, Senshi said as she got up, making sure everything was in her bag. Wait, Senshi, what are you doing out here? Vaporia asked, making sure Senshi was okay. Senshi gets nervous, realizing she got caught. Before she could say anything, Vaporia speaks up. You should head back to the Shiny Clan camp before he finds you. There's a girl in the forest who likes being up at night and walks at night are dangerous, Vaporia said, looking around to see if anyone is nearby. Okay, and don't worry, I'll be safe. I have good fighting experience, Senshi says as she starts to walk back. She makes it halfway, then thoughts it back to herself. Would she ever meet Miles again? Senshi looked back, then thought again. Maybe it's best to forget about Miles since he probably doesn't care about her anymore. Senshi got back to the camp and went back to her tent. She got to her room and put the shattered pieces of the badge on her desk. Time to get this fixed, right? Senshi said, investigating the pieces. She carefully places each piece together, one bit piece, one at a time, very gently. She ends up passing out from being tired. Well, trying to save the Draconic King. Even though you're like immortal, I can't let that happen, Shady said, using a shadow claw to grab Senshi and put her in her bed. He looks back one last time, then disappears in the shadows. The next day, the morning arrived. Drake got up and looked at Senshi's desk, seeing the shattered pieces. He walks over to Senshi and woke her up. Senshi, what is that on your desk? Drake asked, looking at the shattered badge at her desk. Senshi just ran over and put it all back in her bag. Oh, nothing at all, Senshi said, putting the bag in her desk drawer. Drake was suspicious but decided to not question too much. So, Senshi, tomorrow is the berry picking. How do you feel about that? Drake asked while walking with Senshi. Well, I don't know. Honestly, I don't really want to talk about it. Senshi said, holding her arms together, still walking. Hey, Senshi, are you okay? Umbro asked, walking over to her. Senshi just looked down and walked past him, walking to the training tent. Umbro looks at Drake, then follows Senshi to the training tent. Psst, hey Drake. Want to help me make baskets for the berry picking? Dial agreed to help me too. Flayla whispered to Drake. Sure, that sounds fun, Drake said. Flayla grabbed his wrist and started making her way to her tent. They soon arrived and Dial was still helping make baskets. Flayla guides Drake to a specific spot and places him down there, then grabs him a basket of making material. Have fun and no fire, Flayla said, then walked away. Drake tried to figure out how to make the basket, and Dial was doing a great job at making them. Dial, do you know how to make baskets? Drake asked, still struggling on the one he was trying to work on. I'm not really the best one to ask. I have plenty of skills that I'm not too familiar with. I guess crafting is one of them? Dial said, still working on her basket. Zaru enters the room with a flaming stick. Hey guys, wanna go in the forest and set things on fire with me? Zaru asked, looking at Drake and Dial. Dial shook her head and continued working on the baskets. Sure, why not? Not like I have anything else to do, Drake said, getting up to follow Zaru. They sneak past the Shining Clan members, then into the forest. Zaru throws his flaming stick on a nearby tree, which lights on fire. Drake also throws a flaming stick on another tree nearby. Wow, this is fun, Drake said. A nearby branch break, making Zaru look around. Shit. No. Drake, we need to get out of here now, Zaru said, panicking, still looking around, and got close to Drake. Drake, do you know... By any chance, do you know how to fight, or are you good at running? No, I don't fight or go on runs, Drake said calmly, but a bit worried by Zaru's tone. Someone steps out of the bushes, having his knife ready. Well, look at these arsonists. You guys really have the guts to burn my forest, assholes, Viper said, anger with his voice. He started to walk closer, looking at Zaru and Drake. Zaru, who's this? Drake asked, curiously and a bit worried. Zaru laughs it off to himself. Hey, that guy's name is Viper, and he's known to be a killer, and we should get going. Zaru said hesitantly, then he started to back away. Viper runs and blocks his path immediately. You don't get to leave after setting the trees on fire, Viper said casually, then grabs a bucket of water and throws it on the fires. He takes the cigarette out of his pocket, lights it, and smokes it. Drake just watches while Zaru looks around for a good escape route. This shit hits real hard, Viper said to himself as he closes his eyes and smokes the cigarette. Zaru sneaks away, gesturing to Drake to follow. Then they both just sneak away on their way to the camp. My mom tells me that Viper smokes to calm down, so maybe that's what he's doing. Lucky for us, that means he doesn't feel like killing today, Zaru said. Drake sighs in relief, and they both head back to the Shining Clan territory. Once Zaru and Drake get back, Vaporia walks over to them, angry. What the fuck were you guys thinking? Sorry, you can't influence people to burn shit, Vaporia said, still angry. When Drake was about to say something, Zaru puts a hand up, signaling for him not to talk. Don't worry, the old hag took a smoke, Zaru said. Vaporia got even more angry. Zaru realized what he said and tried to play it. Viper? Zaru, what the fuck? Vaporia yelled, surprised to hear that they encountered Viper. I have to go, help Senshi with something, Drake said, quickly walking away. Drake goes on his way to the training tent until he sees DL near it. Hello, DL. Are you gonna train at the training tent? Umbra walks over with an angry tone. No, she's gonna train against me outside, on that path in the forest near the lake, Umbro said, starting to walk in the direction. DL and Drake follow. DL a bit scared. Maybe we do it somewhere else. I don't do well with water. I kind of don't like it, DL says, still sounding scared. Umbro rolls his eyes and continues walking. Drake and DL still following. They soon arrive near the lake. DL stays a good distance from it, then Umbro pulls her over near the lake as he gets a sword ready. As I know, you're a dark species, so I'm not gonna go easy on you, Umbro said, dead serious. DL gets a bit scared by the water. She also has a lack of fighting experience, but she still agrees. DL tried throwing a punch, but Umbro dodges. And when she throws another, he kicks her down and uses his foot to pin her to the ground. Wow, you're weaker than I thought, Umbro said, still keeping her on the ground. DL struggles to get up, then Umbro stomps on her, making her in more pain. Drake was too scared to do anything, so he backed off and ran away. You know what? I could tell you're afraid of water. Let's see how this goes, bitch, Umbro said in a dark, cold voice, grabbing Diao by her hair and putting her head underwater, trying to drown her. Diao struggles to get out of the situation since she's not used to fighting. Umbro felt a random bang of pain in his heart and he lets go of Diao, stepping back and falling. Umbro struggles really hard to breathe and soon he passes out. Diao gets really scared looking around. Couldn't let my gem die that easily, now can I? Shady said as he came out of the shadows, walking over to Diao. Diao backed away, still on the ground. Shady sat next to Diao, playing with her tail. Remember, tomorrow's the day you look for the darkened rose, and remember the consequences if you don't listen, Shady said, still playing around with her tail. Diao twitches and still scared. Shady soon stops and gets up. I'll be on my way. Don't get yourself killed, Shady said in a serious tone, disappearing into the shadows. Diao just sits there, and Umbro finally wakes up, still breathing pretty hard. What the fuck did you do? Umbro yelled at Diao. Diao was a bit scared of his seriousness. I don't know. You were trying to drown me, Diao said quietly before Umbro interrupts her. Of course I fucking did, you monster! Umbro yells as he's about to kick Diao. He slips on the ground. Diao gets away and runs away. Umbro just stays down, laying on the ground. Miles noticed Umbro as he walks out of the forest towards him. Umbro noticed him and gets up quickly. You're the one who killed Jodo! Umbro yells, getting his sword out. Miles looks at him, then puts his daggers down. I've come in peace. Put your sword down, or may I have to talk to you in the hard way, Miles said, kicking his daggers a few feet away. Umbro takes a deep breath, then puts his sword down, also kicking it a few feet away. Miles walks over to Umbro until he's about 2 feet away from him. So, Umbro, I've heard that you hang out with Senshi. Is that true? Miles said in a calm tone, but with a glare. Umbro nods, and Miles puts a hand up, interrupting him before he could speak. So, Umbro, what have you seen her? Is she a friend of yours? Miles said in a pretty angry tone. Umbro notices but still speaks. Yes, she's a good friend of mine, and I have a feeling we may be getting closer, Umbro said, making Miles snap and grab him by the collar, pinning him to a tree. Listen here, you little shit. Senshi's my friend, not yours. You better not get too close or I will kill you, Miles said in a deadly cold tone with a very angry, deadly glare, holding on by the collar real tightly. Miles, as much as you threatened me, you were kicked out of the Shining Clan. You can't do shit to interfere with me and Senshi's relationship, Umbro said, trying to hold a cocky smile in a brave voice. Miles growls loudly and throws Umbro to the ground. Then before Umbro gets up, Miles puts a foot on Umbro, pinning him to the ground. You think that you can defeat me? Absolutely not. I've gotten way better at fighting. Don't forget that I'm a dark species. I could easily kill you, Miles said in a sadistic voice, now with a smirk. He gets his paw off of Umbro and walks over to grab his daggers. Take this as a warning. If I were you, I'd stop being friends with Senshi. Goodbye, Miles said, walking into the forest, soon gone. Umbro walks over to grab his sword, then makes his way back. He thinks he can tell me what to do? Hell no. I don't care about what he says. I'm staying friends with Senshi, Umbro says to himself as he continues walking back to the Shining Clan area. Umbro makes it back and walks over to Senshi. Hey Senshi, how did solo training go? Umbro asks. Senshi gave him a smile. It went well. I was working on agility and sword fighting, and now I'm gonna head back to the tent and work on something. Senshi enters her tent to work on the draconic walkie-talkie badge, trying to fix every little piece. The green Draco flies over to Senshi, sitting on her desk. Hello, how are you gonna see the Draco was talking as it flew to Senshi's bag, searching for a snack, and soon ate a yummy berry. Oh, hungry? Want me to cook you something? Senshi asks, gathering ingredients and a cookbook. She places it on her desk, and the Draco points to a berry soup with some rare seasonings that are mostly found in Draconic Kingdom. Are there any of these in Shining Forest? Senshi asks. The Draco flies out of the tent while Senshi follows it. The sun was starting to set as Senshi entered the forest alone. Senshi walks far into the forest, starting to get lost. The Draco flies ahead, making Senshi chase it. As Senshi was chasing the Draco, she bumps into someone, falling on the ground. She looks up to see Viper looking at her. Senshi, what are you doing out here at night? Viper asked, worried, holding out a hand to help Senshi up. Senshi takes his hand as he helps her up. Thanks, Viper, and I know this is a real weird question, but where the heck is your shirt? Senshi asks, kind of embarrassed. Viper smiles a bit from the question. Well, I tend to let the fresh air touch my abs, and sometimes my whole body, Viper said in a flirty tone. Senshi giggles a little. Maybe I should do that too, but again, that could be weird and awkward, Senshi said, pretty embarrassed, playing with the bottom of her shirt. Don't worry, I won't judge. Plus, I'm gay, so no need to worry, Viper said, giving her a friendly smirk. Senshi takes off her shirt, enjoying the breeze hitting her. Viper gives her a friendly smile, and Senshi smiles back. See? Not that bad. Anyways, why are you out here? Viper asked, concerned about Senshi going alone at night. Senshi shows the cookbook, and Viper understands right away. I do have some of those berries. They're a recipe to an antidote that heals others from the poison that I wield. Viper gestures to Senshi to follow him, walking through the forest. Okay, let's be quick. Miles will be back any second, Viper said, grabbing a little bag, putting some berries in the bag. Here, take these. You should probably head back to the Shining Clan before anyone notices. I'll bring you back quickly, Viper said, handing Senshi the bag. Senshi agrees to Viper's idea to bring her back in the area quickly. Viper picks up Senshi and dashes through the forest really fast, soon making it to a bush near the Shining Clan area. Here, I can't be seen right now. I hope you can give me a visit when you go berry hunting tomorrow, Viper said, taking a cigarette out of his pocket, waving Senshi goodbye as he walked away, smoking the cigarette. Senshi sneaks back to her tent, where Drake is already sleeping in his bed. The Draco comes out of nowhere, flying around with a screwdriver, placed it next to the walkie-talkie bed. The Draco saw the berries and was so hungry that he just ate all of the berries. Senshi was surprised and laughed a bit, getting back to work on the walkie-talkie. This is almost done. I should be able to finish this by tomorrow night, Senshi said, putting the tools down and laying down in bed. The green Draco hides in Senshi's bag and goes to sleep, and soon it was the morning, the day of the berry picking.